24-hour shifts and one 12-hour shift for a total of 132 hours unstaffed. Those are documented facts. The city's response suggested that removing an apparatus from service is routine, and that requires clarification. When apparatuses are taken out of service routinely in fire departments, it's typically for training, maintenance, or scheduled operational needs, and in those cases the company remains staffed and ready at a moment's notice to respond to significant incidents if needed. That was not the situation on February 13th. In this instance, the truck was unmanned due to insufficient staffing. There's a significant difference between a temporarily unavailable apparatus for training, with a crew still assigned and ready, and a frontline ladder company sitting without firefighters to operate it. Mutual aid is an important and necessary component of the fire service. However, it is designed to supplement a properly staffed department, not to compensate for employing too few firefighters. The city's response ignores the reality of using non-taxpayer services to compensate for unstaffed fire trucks. Many surrounding mutual aid departments are not career departments and often operate with limited staffing of their own. Mutual aid departments are responsible for managing their own districts and staffing constraints. It is irresponsible for the city of Salisbury to rely on them as a primary solution to not having enough firefighters. The issue is not whether some level of coverage remained. The issue is the city of Salisbury is putting the public and firefighters in danger with unstaffed fire trucks. We operate so close to minimum staffing that not even 5 overtime firefighters can keep our apparatuses staffed. Before bringing those issues to public, we have raised these concerns internally for years. On multiple occasions, we requested direct conversation with the mayor to address firefighter concerns, and those requests were not granted. If the mayor is open to a factual discussion, we respectfully request space on the official council agenda so that this matter can be debated with documentation and transparency before the citizens we serve. We stand by our statement because it is grounded in facts. We continue to volunteer our time and effort to improve public safety as union leaders. We look forward to working with the City Council to solve these issues. Thank you.
Breaking it down for people who don't understand the problem or the concepts that are being debated, tell me about how many firefighters should be employed, how many you do have employed, or what the main problem is.
So right now our minimum staffing level is 22 firemen, and if I'm not mistaken, we have 25? What? Is it 25?
Needed?
Yeah.
It'd be like 28.
So we should need about 28 firemen on duty on a daily basis.
And you've only got 22. What's the problem? How come more firefighters aren't being hired?
I think it's a conglomeration of a lot of things. It can be pay. It can be, our whole focus is to build value in the city of Salisbury's fire department. And if we're not building value, then people aren't staying here. People aren't retiring here. We're not just losing the firemen that we are hiring right off the street and, getting maybe 2-3 years out of them. We're losing, 16-year veterans. If that, they're leaving here because they don't have any faith left in this department.
So we're losing firefighters through attrition, not through termination, and we're not getting more people in and relying more on the mutual fire stations to bolster the numbers when it comes to emergency. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, we over the last 4 years since 2022, we've lost 74 firemen at this department, which is more than a whole department's worth.
What's the reaction been from council, from the mayor, from the fire chief?
At right now, we go to public comment and we say our piece, and that's really about where it stands.
But you are certainly open to conversation on how to bolster the department.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. We're here for the betterment of these firemen. We're here for the betterment of this community, and we're always open to discussion. And if they need our expertise or what we think might need to be done within the city, then we're here for them.
You think it's a budgetary concern, or is it just politics?
I think it's probably a little bit of both. I know that we have a nonpartisan system in the city, but certain people's views go certain ways no matter what.
So you would say the need is a critical mass at this point.
Yes, sir.
Several more. How many more do we need to hire?
Yes, we need to work on hiring firemen, but we also need to work on retention. When you lose 74 firemen in 4 years, that's a pretty substantial amount of people, and we can't keep up fast enough hiring and people leaving. And then the biggest thing is the veteran knowledge that these veteran firemen that are leaving, take with them. That's something that is not trained. That is something that's brought on with, experience. I mean, you can't buy experience.
It sounds like a systemic problem within the department. Specifically, break down the issues to me. What are the problems that you folks are facing, and why is keeping these firefighters so difficult at this point? What is the problem?
Talk about pay between us, Kannapolis, Concord, Charlotte.
Yeah, I think like within the other communities, like you have departments that are right on our doorstep, and they tend to go towards those for more value. It's the pay, it's the a department 15 minutes down the road. That you've got separation pay, which takes care of after you retire till the time you can draw, I believe.
Yep.
And that's a big thing. Scheduling. If it's going to from a 24/48, what we work now, to a 24/72, those are the things that build value in our department, and those are the things that would have people knocking on our door to stay here and to come and work here.
Is the lack of response disappointing to you folks?
Yes, I think so. I think one of the big thing is you've got two veteran guys plus myself here, and the reason that we're here at this department is because we care for the city, and it's not necessarily that the fire department, but it's the city as a whole that we care about, and we care about our brothers and our sisters that we work with, and that's what keeps us here. But if things don't change, we've got probably right around 10 to 13 people at this moment in time that are in other processes going to other departments. We've already lost 3 firemen this year, and we're only in February.
Getting down to brass tacks, you used the term the public could be in danger because of these decisions and what's going on within the department. How real is that?
I'd say it's pretty real. If this trend continues and we can't keep up, then we're just putting, if we hire and hire and hire, then we're just putting rookie firemen on the trucks. And, if you don't have that experience, then one, it can be dangerous to us because we don't have the experience necessary. And then 2, we made the comment of right before you guys got here, we've got a house right here. If that ladder truck's not in service, then how is that not helpful to the homeowners of that house right there? So, seconds count in this city. Houses burn fast. We like to try to be the best, and that's why we train so much. That's why we do what we do, because we're here for the people. But this issue is getting not from just the people, but it's coming to us. It's affecting us.
When major apparatus are taken out of service because of staffing issues, that could pose an even bigger danger, because that's less firefighters, less equipment on the ground, less water on the fire. Is there a possibility that you may get to a scene and just not have enough people to deal with what you have to deal with?
I would say that the thing is like we'll have the people that come, but it's the response time. That's the big deal here, And then also, they talked about last night that we rely on mutual aid. Yes, that's a fact that we rely on mutual aid, but outside of the city, on this side of town, I believe our next ladder that's coming is from Cleveland. So, that's a pretty long stretch. That's a 15-minute drive for another ladder to get here to the city. And there are other ladders around the county that come to do mutual aid for us, but it's the seconds that count, and that's what we're shooting for. It's like it's not just staffing; it snowballs into other things, and we really just need to get the staffing correct. We need to fix the things that will keep the firemen here, and then then we can start fixing problems and have a formulated plan that will better this department.